YouTube. So today we're going to be talking about the three most common reasons why a hard gainer has a difficult time putting on muscle. And for those of you who don't know, a hard gainer is like is an ectomorph usually. They're someone who just has a hard time putting on weight because of their body's anatomy. They're usually very long. Usually very lean, and we all know these kinds of people. We all know, that friend who is very long, very lean, doesn't have to work out and has a six-pack year-round because he or she is super skinny. This person usually eats like a ton of bad food and never gets fat because of their body's ability to not put on weight. Their body has a hard time putting on weight. And that backfires on them when they come to the point of their lives where they say, oh, well, now I want to put on muscle. I don't want to look skinny my whole life. And so they have a hard time putting on muscle as well. And so it's a two-edged sword. But these are the three most common reasons why they have a hard time putting on muscle. The first one is they don't eat enough. And usually you think they do eat a lot because when you go out with them, for that one meal a day, for that dinner, you go out with them and you see them just scarf down like cheeseburgers and pizza and whatever else you guys are eating, and they never get fat. And they think, they're thinking the same things. They're thinking, I eat so much and I just can't put on weight. But usually when these kinds of clients come to me, they're not eating enough. And when they say, I eat so much, I work out so hard, my body just doesn't let me put on weight. And that's not true, because these kinds of people, what they really mean when they say, I eat a lot or I eat a ton, what they mean is, I am capable of eating a lot in one sitting. That's what they usually mean. Because when you have these people, if you ask them to write down everything they eat for the day, usually I'll have them write it down for a whole week, and then you look at their daily intake, it's usually it's less than what I'm eating right now at maintenance, and it's kind of embarrassing because they always say, "Yeah, I eat a lot. I just can't gain weight. It's just my genetics," and that's not true. It's just because you're not eating enough. You think you eat a lot in one sitting, and you're usually capable of eating a lot in one sitting, but bulking is difficult. Gaining muscle is difficult in the kitchen. Not necessarily in the training room. This is assuming your training is on point with intensity and recovery and all that. But behind the scenes, you have to eat that much. You have to eat the amount that you usually eat at a restaurant in your one sitting. Eat that much for every single meal, every single day. You have to keep it consistent, and you have to eat just a ton of food for every single meal. Not just for that one meal where you go out and you pig out. Usually that's what they do. Usually they eat a lot in one sitting, but not a lot throughout the whole day. And you have to eat a lot throughout the whole day. That's the number one common mistake. Number two reason they can't gain weight is they don't usually eat nutrient-dense foods. And so if they are eating enough calories, it's usually not from nutrient-dense foods, because their logic is, oh, well, my whole life I've eaten donuts and muffins and double bacon cheeseburgers, and I've never gotten fat off of those things. So I'll just eat more of those things to put on muscle, when their bodies can't react the same way to that. They need to start switching those things over to eating things like chicken and potatoes and oatmeal and fish and steak. They need to start eating more nutrient-dense foods and start incorporating more fruits and vegetables, because those extra minerals and vitamins are going to help build muscle. You're not going to build muscle off of processed foods, again, unless you have like amazing genetics. But assuming you're eating the correct amount of calories and you're able to intake a lot of foods and you're not gaining weight still, you're not gaining muscle, try switching those foods for more nutrient-dense foods. Your health and your future will thank you in 10 to 20 years anyways. And the last most common mistake is we usually don't have to go to this. Usually a client, once they fix the first or the second thing, they're good to go. But this is just an extra one, I guess. And the last most common mistake is alcohol. Is these people usually are so used to they're so used to being able to get away with eating really bad food and not not getting fat. They look relatively lean when in reality they're just really skinny. But because of that, they can also usually drink a lot of alcohol and not put on any weight. And the thing is, alcohol is not a nutrient dense food. In that place of alcohol, you could have something else that's much more nutrient dense and has much more calories to help you gain weight, to help you build muscle. And so it's not forever. Once you put on the muscle, alcohol is not going to make you lose that muscle. But if you're drinking alcohol while trying to bulk and you have a difficult time bulking, alcohol is going to prevent you from getting muscle. And so you're not giving up alcohol forever. You're still going to be able to have your drinks after you put on muscle. After you put on muscle and you drink alcohol, your muscle's not going to go away. But if you're trying to put on muscle and you're drinking a lot of alcohol, it is going to slow your progress tremendously, especially if you're a hard gainer or an ectomorph, like we talked about, the people who have a hard time putting on weight. And so these are the three most common reasons. Like usually a client will never have to fix all three of these and still have a hard time. Usually if they fix one of these, they'll start putting on muscle immediately. I hope this video helps you. If you know a skinny person who wants to put on weight, if you know an ectomorph, a hard gainer who makes excuses and say, oh, my body doesn't let me put on muscle, show him or her this video. And I am still on daily uploads. I will catch you guys later. Peace.